guys, a long time no talk. I know you guys are probably like, girl, where you been at? I've been busy. I've been busy. Life has been hitting me like badly. Yeah, badly. Okay, I have a lot of stuff that is going on right now in my life. I have a volunteering service that takes up majority of my time, so filming or reading has been really hard for me. But because I miss filming and I miss reading, I wanted to find a way to make it work and still like grow my dreams, you know what I mean, like water my dreams. So in this reading vlog, I will be taking you guys along with me reading for a whole week while working for 50 hours. Not really working, but like volunteering for 50 hours a week. Okay, so every week I have like a 10-hour day every day, right? So there's no time for me to read sometimes. Well, there is time, but I have to move things around, right? So in this week, we are going to be seeing how much I can read while working for 50 hours. So without further ado, let's start this video up with our first book. I'm currently reading Fantasima, I think that's what it's called. I haven't like really started yet, but you know. Your girl is tired. Okay, so I finished the house. I think it was The House Across the Lake. Yes, I was listening to the audiobook for that, so I finished that one while I was like cooking dinner and stuff. And honestly, the book was, how do I explain this? Like, the twist was crazy. Did not see it coming. The way the book was taken, like the route it was taken, did not see that coming either. I was like baffled. Like I was in Walmart listening to it, and I swear I gasped like 5 times in Walmart. Like I was saying, it wasn't like something I would have thought was gonna happen. I'm trying to explain it without spoiling it, and I'm doing a very horrible job at it because it's so hard to put my words into a sentence. I was saying, I enjoyed the book. Honestly, I don't have the physical book on me right now, so I'm gonna put a picture right here. It's on my bookshelf. I enjoyed the book. Listening to it definitely was so much better than reading the physical book, because I feel like when I was trying to read the physical book, I just was not getting into it. I don't know how to explain it. Tazama, because as you know, I was reading it at work and stuff, and I actually made, I don't want to say a dent, because do you see this book? It's literally thick. Like, she's thick. Anyways, I did get to page 79, and for me that is an accomplishment. So now let's talk about Fantasima. So in the beginning, obviously, I was kind of lost, because when I read the synopsis, I was like, I thought it was gonna be like a different approach. And then when we started, like I said, I was kind of lost, because I was like, what's happening here? Mind you, I have my tea, guys. I'm like falling asleep, but like I am dedicated to being consistent again and filming content for you guys, especially reading content, because I've missed it. That's where I'm at now. Okay, so like I was saying, I was confused in the beginning. So in the beginning we get, this is not spoilers by the way, this is where you literally read in the synopsis. So you basically get Ophelia and Guinevere. Well, Ophelia found their mom first. She found their mom dead on the floor, and then Guinevere, you know, walks in and she's like, oh shoot, mom. And you know, she's screaming, she's, you know, doing what is the normal reaction. But because Ophelia is growing up, it has been programmed to the family business, which is necromancy. She knew she only had a small window of time to do whatever ritual she needed to do in order for the family magic to transfer to her, because it's hereditary, but you have to like do a certain magic to get it. Like if one person in the family, I think it was like the first born of the family or whatever, if one dies and then the other has to, you know, transfer, something like that, along the line or something like that. And you know, at first I was like, okay, kind of confused. So we get them, the processing of them grieving their mom, Ophelia. You can tell there's a weird dynamic between her and her sister. Ophelia was definitely the daughter that was, a lot of pressure was put on her by her mom, because she's supposed to take over the family business. She's the oldest, while Guinevere was able to basically do whatever she wants and like have fun or whatever. So there's a weird like dynamic between them where Guinevere doesn't really know how to talk to Ophelia, because you know, Ophelia is always in her head, has this high expectations for herself, because that's how her mom viewed her. Her mom had really high expectations for her. So we get how they're dealing with the grief. Mind you, this takes place in New Orleans and stuff. So they believe just, you know, bury them and that's it. So that's what they did. No autopsy, no nothing, just bury them and that's it. But so we get how Ophelia is basically dealing with some inner demons of her own, where she has this voice that basically tricks her into thinking something is about to happen, even though she knows deep down it's just her subconscious playing tricks on her. She thinks there's something actually in her brain. Like for example, it'd be like, if you don't get home in 5 minutes, you and your sister would die. Obviously it could just be her anxiety talking, but she's too scared to ignore the voice that she starts to freak out. My nails came off again. I'm liking it. Now we're starting to get to the good part. We're starting to get to the game, because this is actually based on a game. Phantasma is a game that is orchestrated by the devils, they call it, and it's basically a game where they take your biggest and scariest fears, and I don't know yet, but from what I've read so far, I think they use that to, you know, get you to, you know. So the only way you can win is if you're the last person standing, meaning everybody else, every other contestant is dead. The only way you can leave the game without winning is basically forfeiting, like, hi, whatever your name is, I'm done, like, get me out of here. But only one person can win. So Ophelia and Guinevere had a fight. I'm not gonna say what the fight is, because then I feel like that's actually spoiling it. They had a fight, and you know, Ophelia gets home, Guinevere is nowhere to be found, and she's like, you know, where's my sister? Like, what the heck? And then she finds a note of Guinevere saying there's something she has to do, and she feels like she is the only one that can do it, because she feels like Ophelia has so much pressure on her that this is something that she has to do. And then obviously Ophelia basically reads Guinevere's diary and puts two and two together, and she's like, she went here, I can never pronounce it right, Phantasma, and she decides to join to find her sister. But the thing is, she doesn't even really know if her sister is in the game. She's assuming she's in the game and hoping she's in the game, and she's hoping, and I don't know, this girl is delusional. That's where I stopped. I just wanted to give you guys an update. Hi guys, so I'm on lunch. Gonna continue reading. These are chicken dumplings. They're really good. We're so back. It's Wednesday and I'm on my lunch, as you guys know the drill, in my car with Phantasma. I actually finished Holly by Stefan, forgot his last name, literally like a few minutes ago before my lunch, which is crazy. So that's book 2 officially done in audiobook version. But physical version, we're still on it. I'm almost at the 200 page mark. We're getting there. And yeah, let's read. Guys, so it's later in the day. Well, it's later, we're still on Wednesday. It's 10:55 right now and I am tired. Okay, like days for me are very long, but I'm sorry. I wanted to update you guys and stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna read a lot tonight because I still want to finish. Okay, first of all, I can't really think. Okay, so I started listening to the reappearance of Rachel Price. I finished Holly by Stephen King, and I wanted to start a new audiobook. So I started this one. I do have the physical copy, but I was able to get it on Libby, so I got the audiobook, and I am 91% into the audiobook, so I'm trying to finish that tonight. I made it to page 281, and guess what? I went to Walmart today to pick up some stuff, and I was able to find book 2 of the series in soft cover. This is in hardcover because I got it from Book of the Month when it first released, right? Now this is soft cover. Do I know why? No, but I don't know if there's a hardcover out for it. Like I said, I'm gonna try to finish listening to the reappearance of Rachel Price. I didn't quickly come to my car because I was like chatting, but we are going to continue reading. Guys, so I have officially made it to the 400-page mark, so I am literally done with this book at this point, but I have to go back to work, sadly. Yeah, anyways, I cannot wait to finish this book today, and I don't know if I'm gonna pick up another book for this video or we're just gonna end it. I have to go back to work, sadly. I will see you guys next time that I'm reading, or to tell you guys about the book if I'm done with the book. Okay guys, welcome back. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am so glad to be back, and just to be able to be filming for you guys again, it feels so good. And now let's talk about the books and my thoughts and ratings, because I feel like I didn't do as much like reviewing of them. 1,000 Miles by Kylie Smith. I rated this one a 4-star. I did love it. I loved Ophelia. I love Blackwall. The plot twist in this book, I feel like, was done really well, because I gasped. I was like, oh, didn't see that coming. I love the character development of Ophelia, because when we first start this book, we get her introduced as this, you know, I don't want to say sheltered, but really sheltered firstborn and all that. And then you get more lore about Ophelia, about her powers, about her family and everything. And it's such a good book. I do highly recommend it. It's gonna be, I don't know if it's gonna be a trilogy or a series, but the second book is out. I do have it, and I do want to start the second book. But yeah, I highly recommend it, and I rated it a 4-star. Reappearance of Rachel Price. In the beginning of this book, I was curious. I was like, okay, this is how we're going. And then we get to the middle, it gets good. But for me, I feel like the ending just, I don't know, I wasn't really, you know, locked in with the ending, but I did enjoy the book. Holly Jackson is so good at making mystery novels and getting you, you know, hooked with the characters and everything. So I do like appreciate that from her. I do highly recommend this book. I do think it's a good book. I think I rated this one a 4-star too, but I don't remember, or 3-star. Yeah, I rated this one also a 4-star. Now let's go into Holly by Stephen King. Holly is a private investigator that is hired when people go missing, whatever. So there's this lady called Penny, I don't know her last name. She hires Holly to figure out what happened to her daughter, because her daughter went missing out of nowhere. Her bicycle was found, but her daughter is nowhere to be found. So Ollie, and this story takes place during COVID, so there was a lot of COVID talk. Holly didn't have the best relationship with her mom. Her mom ends up passing, so she ends up catching COVID and ends up dying from it. So Holly is dealing with the grief of her relationship with her mother and her mother passing through this virus. And so Holly starts to investigate what happened to Bonnie, because that's Penny's daughter's name, and if she ran away, whatever. Like, so as she's investigating what happened to Bonnie, she starts to uncover more people that went missing in the same area as Bonnie, and then she starts to realize everything was intertwined. And so it's like, it's such a uncomfortable, but not like, oh my god, ew. Yeah, not like, oh, I'm like scared, uncomfortable. I'm like, this is crazy and ew, like this is not what I was thinking type of story, type of thriller. And it keeps you on your toes, where you're like, I have to figure out where this is going. So we get multiple people's POVs, and I really liked the book, because I was like, this is not what I'm used to reading when it comes to thrillers, because this is next level. Okay, I've heard so much about Stephen King, but this was my first time reading one of his books, and I'm like, oh, they are graphic. I rated it a 4-star. I liked it, but it wasn't a 5-star read for me. It was just a wow type of thriller, and I do recommend it. I listened to The Drowning Woman. The Drowning Woman follows Lee. Lee is a homeless woman who went homeless due to bad decisions. Starts living on the streets. So we follow her story. And then there's this other lady called Rachel. So one day, Lee is parked by the beach, and she's about to go to bed. So while she's about to go to bed, she hears this lady crying, and she's like, huh. So she ignores it, and then she hears wailing, and then she hears someone jumps into the river. So she's like, oh shoot. So she goes out, she goes into the water, she saves Rachel, and she saves Rachel, and Rachel is kind of low-key opening up to her and stuff. And then this started their friendship, and that's going on. Lee ends up meeting this guy named Jeremy, and that relationship starts too. So he starts, you know, liking her, she starts liking him, whatever. So she's in this relationship with Rachel and this relationship with Jeremy, and then things aren't what they seem that they are, and then things just go crazy afterwards, like just weird. And then, you know, Lee is like, what is like, she's just confused and everything. It was such a good book. It was a twist. It was about betrayal and just everything. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't the way I wanted it, because not only do we get Lee's point of view, we also get Rachel's point of view. So Rachel is in an abusive marriage. She's like stuck in this very abusive relationship, this cage, right? So she confides with Lee on everything that's happening, and then they come up with a plan to get her out of her relationship and get her to run away without her husband finding out. And that is all the books that I read in this video. I hope you guys liked this video, and I'm so sorry for the background noise. Having little siblings can be a lot. So that is all the books that I read in this video. I had some really good reads, and it just feels good to, even if I'm not reading like crazy amount of books, I'm still trying to read as much as I can. Just shows you that sometimes life gets busy, but you just got to make it work, and I'm trying to make it work. So thank you guys for all your support and being here and supporting me. If you're new here and this is my first video you're watching, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, join the family. I promise you, you will not regret it. I am so back to posting more consistently now, and I am sorry for that, but I am trying, I promise. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.